In this section, we're going to look at exponents and remind you of what that is and introduce you to the terminology here. And so what we learn about exponents is it's connected to multiplication, right? It's a language. Even though we use a number, that number is telling us something about at least how we define whole number exponents and when we deal with whole numbers as a base. And so we have this idea, just as in multiplication can be defined as repeated addition, division is repeated subtraction, right? So we had these concepts of repeated addition and repeated subtraction. The concept of an exponent is used to solve situations that involve repeated multiplication. And so using the right language here, we have, again, this A is called um, A is called the base, and that again, that's connected to us, say base 5 or base 10. And then the M is the exponent or power. And so A to the power M or A to the nth power is how we would say that. Sometimes we actually say 5 squared for 5 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 3 is read 2 cubed. And so that's the idea of an exponent. And what we say here is that A to the power of M is repeated multiplication of A times A times A, M times, right? Or M factors. And it means, yeah, M factors of A. And so we multiply A with itself M times. And so that's our definition for an exponent when we're talking about whole numbers. Things get a little different when we have negative numbers, and which we learn later on. But that's what we're talking about with exponents. And then what we look at here is we're going to then, once we introduce this notation of exponents and this definition of what it is, we have these properties again, as we discussed in class. Anytime we start to introduce new operations, new symbols, more questions get asked by students about, is this true, is this true? And so what happens is with exponents, we end up having these rules of exponents that emerge, or these properties of exponents that emerge, because we have now this new symbol that does another type of calculation or operation. So that's our introduction.